So it's the first time in a while since I buy a new book to read, which embarrasses me because I know we have to read to feed and exercise our mind. People don't be like me. And I come across this book which cover made me want to read it. Then I wanted to do a bit more of research on this book. I find out that it already had the Hollywood treatment, which made me read the book in 4 days so I could see the movie. And just to be, well, I don't want to say disappointed or any kind of that, but more than mixed up. And that book and movie would be, I was supposed to have the book right here. Oh my gosh. So the book is right all the way over here. And that book and movie would be My Best Friend's Exorcism. I'm so glad I bought you and not another movie I already have. So I'm gonna give you a bit of information on what the book is about. There will be spoilers, but I'm gonna try to keep it contained. This book will make your imagination fly, and I really want you to live the same experience as I did. So this book tells a story about two best friends, Abby and Gretchen, who actually meet in a pretty funny but also unexpected way. I'm just gonna say it was an ET party. But that moment between the two was just, man, it was just a sweet moment. I wish I had one of those, but sadly, no. After that, they start to get to know each other until they actually become super best friends. That was when they were like 8 or 9, I believe. We then jump like to their high school years. And after spending the weekend at Margaret's cabin in the woods, Margaret is another friend of theirs. I'm trying my best not to spoil that much, but I can't promise anything. Something goes very, very wrong with Gretchen. This starts to worry Abby as she sees Gretchen do all of this weird stuff, doing stuff she would never do. So she is the only one trying to help and save her only very best friend. But the question is, and as the synopsis says, is their friendship strong enough to beat the devil? That also made me want to buy the book. I mean, I can't believe it took me like 7 years to find out, Jesus Christ. To find out it ever existed. Man, that Craven the Hunter trailer, it really damaged my brain. I go, wow. Oh my god, let's just keep going. This book is a freaking 80s movie playing in your head. Every 80s song they mention in this book, I believe they're actually the chapter names, which is cool. You instantly start to play them in your head. The character development was so well done and very well explained, unlike the movie, which we'll get into that a little bit. The jokes and situations that occur are so funny and they are so in place. It's not like they're making it out of nowhere. I mean, the jokes are there for a reason and they actually do make you laugh. And every time we get into a serious situation, it keeps itself that way. By imagining everything, you will either grab tight to your seat, be surprised, laugh, and even cry. I kind of almost cried at the end of the book and at certain parts as well. But yes, I mean, it gets very emotional, not just at the near end, but at certain points of the book which aren't even close to the end. That's what I loved about it. I mean, it just takes its time to explain every single detail, and I mean, it just let it fly, lets it fly so smoothly. By the end of the book, I was really rooting for Abby and Gretchen. I mean, I really ended up loving these characters so much. But as I said, it's because this book takes its time to explain everything. From how they met to how they are fighting for survival. And really, it just deserves a big applause. And I have here scripted that I was gonna clap. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that, so let's just fake I am doing it. Woo! Yeah! Well deserved. Trust me, this is not with sarcasm. I really want to clap, but I don't want to put the microphone down again. If anyone who's watching knows about another book like My Best Friend's Exorcism, please tell me. I mean, I need to read more books like that. Please. Okay, so from here on now, I might be spoiling a bit because it's time I start to compare it with the movie. So, if you want to read this book without knowing nothing, come back when you already read it. Although it's been years since it came out, so I bet most of you already read it. I'm the only dummy who didn't know until now. Okay, so hopping on to the movie, which came out in 2022 by Amazon Prime, and yet I didn't know about it either. Wow, I definitely live under a rock. Basically tells a story about Abby and Gretchen, everything we already know. Uh-oh, something happened, the light went out. Oh my god, please don't tell me that Okay, this day is not panning out well. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's a ghost here that doesn't want me to finish this video, but heck, I'm gonna do it. So, as I was saying, basically tells a story about Abby and Gretchen, everything we already know. Or is it everything we know? And look, before anything, I just want to say a few things. I'm so grateful I got to see parts of the book transferred to the movie. I mean, I was happy to see those bits come to life. The actors portraying the characters of Abby and Gretchen do such an excellent job as well, and seriously, I loved their performance very much. They did an excellent job. And now I think I have new Hollywood crushes. Oh my, I fall in love with all of them, oh my god. But seriously, they are so charming actors, and I really hope they're doing great nowadays. I really love the 80s vibes they gave to it since it takes place in the 80s. You know, as well as I also mean the soundtrack, giving us some of the songs mentioned in the book. I think not all of them are in the movie, but most of them. The clothes they wear, the color palette, the whole environment, the props. It makes you feel like you're watching an actual 80s flick. Kind of feel like the same thing when I watched Snack Shack, which I also reviewed. Check that video out as well. I like that the scenes they passed to screen were accurate. And the reason I'm saying some or a few or parts of the book, God, I didn't want to get to this. I just don't want to bash it because the book was so good. Is because they really don't transfer the whole book to the movie. And you know, I get it. I mean, it's a very long book and you wouldn't be able to fit everything. Especially if you decided to make it an hour-and-a-half movie, which was a very bad call right there. It should have been at least 2 hours and perhaps it could have breathed a bit better. Because this movie barely had the chance to breathe. It felt like super rushed. By the first 20 minutes, you were already in the possession situation. That takes time in the book. In the book, we get a backstory between Abby and Gretchen, which I mentioned before. I was really looking forward to see the E.T. theme party. That's what actually made me not quit in reading the book. I mean, it was a super fun but full of horror moment. It was just, why did you cut that? And not only they skip stuff, but they change stuff. I mean, probably not a lot of stuff, but I'd say some of the important plot points. So here's a list of what I remember differently. Okay, so let's get a go on it. So Wallace wasn't at Margaret's cabin in the book, but he was in the movie. Gretchen gets lost in the woods naked, which I kind of understand why they didn't put that in the movie, I get it. In the movie, she explores the abandoned house with Abby, and I don't even remember them going into the abandoned house. Abby and Gretchen talk all the time through the phone. In the movie, we only see them like one time talking through the phone. And heck, they even mentioned that Abby's phone is in Mickey Mouse theme phone, which every time someone called, it was like, "Hey, I'm Mickey, hey, I'm Mickey, Heck, even when they break up, it happens through a phone call, and they just do it so lazy in the movie. Father Morgan is like important to the plot in the book. In the movie, they show him like for 2 seconds. They acknowledge he exists. They kind of like make jokes that the girls actually find him attractive and whatsoever. Heck, even Glee thinks that she's getting notes from Father Morgan. In the movie, they switch it to Margaret, like they're kind of doing a lesbian situation, which I don't mind, I don't care. But it felt so impactful in the book because like since everyone was in love with this guy and her getting these apparent notes from him, God, I don't know what I said. So it's like her living the dream, and I don't know, the movie just really didn't do it well. Gretchen almost making Abby crash never happens, and it's something super impactful in the book as well, because it's like After that, Abby is like, you know what, we're done. If you're not gonna tell me what's gonna happen, we are going to end it here. And then I think Gretchen does explain her a bit of what's happening. But after that, in a phone call, I think Abby is like, you know what, goodbye. And then that's when the whole transformation starts. And then the movie happens from one moment to another. I mean, it's just... Gretchen killing her dog doesn't exist in the movie either. Riley not existing, which I think is Margaret's brother. The way Abby seeks for Brother Lemon's help is very, very different in the movie as well. The way Brother Lemon quits the exorcism and leaves and then ends up in jail just because he was protecting Abby. In the book, he leaves like in a very shameful way. In the movie, they play it out like if it were a comedy scene or whatever. It kind of wasn't funny to me. Abby being defeated and then getting back on her feet in a super triumphant and emotional way. I mean, it's like she gives up and she just goes on and bends her knees like that. She's like that. She's like, oh my god, I lost, and everything, all the hope is lost, and Gretchen is lost. And then she starts playing in her head, "We Got the Beat," and she like starts to stand up and do the whole exorcism ritual with the stuff she knows, like everything they've been through, like boys they like, songs, singers, whatever. And they're like in this dark, everything turns dark, and then suddenly they're back in the room, and then the police comes in. I mean, oh man. And the list is just endless, but this is what I remember as I'm writing the script. They leave out a lot of important moments that actually make the book so impactful and full of suspense. And those moments are supposed to be super epic and impactful. Just the movie, it's just, you just like feel them so plain, and you're like, that's it? The important moments get to breathe well in the book. You imagine every single moment. The movie just fast paces it for you. I mean, it's kind of like a compilation or something like that. The full third act in the book, it's, as I said, it's a very, very powerful moment. And the aftermath just shows you that it was a very serious situation. By the end of the movie, I wasn't even expecting to see the time jump, which made the book way more emotional. They did do away what the characters did after that, but it just felt like a very bad joke. It's like no one really learned a lesson, or that everything they had done, I mean, really didn't have any repercussions at all. And sadly, I have to say that it made the movie feel rushed, soulless, and plain. Sure, I did say positive things at the beginning because it does have a quite little positive things, but I feel like they barely stuck to the book. Look, I'd say just read the book and skip the movie, but I also don't want to be a dick and say, hey, don't watch it. I'd say if you're curious to see it, do so. I mean, like I said, the acting from the two main characters are so good, it's pretty well done. Just don't expect it to be the book 100%. If they ever do another adaptation, they should make a series, not a movie. But I suggest you read the book first. You're gonna have a blast with it. But in the end, that is just my opinion. Those are just my thoughts. Tell me what you gals and guys think about the book and the movie My Best Friend's Exorcism. Give me a like, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram, link is down below. I am Louis, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Hope everyone is doing okay, and I will see you all next time. Take care. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta start editing this video and watch me drown in disappointment, because a lot of things were just... It wasn't my day.